Okay, this is going to be a reading for Sagittarius. I'm going to get 3 cards, one for your past, your present and your future. Okay, the future being September. Running out of gas here. I will, from those cards, I'll decide whether it's going in a love direction or career direction. Or if I'm not sure, I'll pull from both. And then I'll get you some advice, okay? Okay. I need to sage because I've had guy drama, right? Okay, spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Sagittarius' highest good. Okay, can you give me 3 cards, one for the collective's past, their present and their future, okay, what is coming in for their near future in September. So first of all, past. Okay, Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups. That is beautiful energy. 10 of Cups is absolute happiness in a family sense. The 9 of Cups is solo, like very, very happy, but in a solo energy. The 10 of Cups is family. The family picture is idyllic, and it's come out with you in a very loving, you're the Queen of Cups. So let me show you the cards. Very, very loving, very nurturing, lots of, balanced emotions, not losing your temper, not, you're very tempered, like, you've got a lot of generosity, a lot of patience, like, very, very loving energy. Oh, look, I've just noticed that's got the infinity sign as well, so you just feel really abundant in the past, in a family sense. So, spouse, children, dogs, cats, whatever, okay. Let's get one for the present then. The 7 of Pentacles, okay, so that's a reflective energy. It's looking back at the past, at what's already been sown. Okay, so you've got like a family tree there, which is interesting. In the arcana, in the normal like Rider-Waite tarot, the standard tarot deck, it's someone who's like, looking down at what they've sown, like they're looking down at what they've planted, okay, and it's what's grown so far. The 8 of Pentacles is then building towards the future, it's going forward. This is a reflective energy, okay, it's looking at the past. So it's definitely a family narrative because we've got the 10 of Cups, which is the whole family stood with a rainbow over them in the Rider-Waite tarot deck. So we're looking at family, we're reflecting on the past. So what about September then? We've got the Knight of Cups reversed. The Knight of Cups upright is someone that wants to give their cup, they want to present their emotions and give some of their emotions and feelings, or an apology can also represent an apology. It's someone who is slowly approaching in a very sure way. They want to offer their emotions towards somebody, so it can be romance, it can be an apology. The fact that's reversed, let me check on the Rider-Waite tarot deck because this is a new deck. I'm just going to see what the Knight of Cups reversed is, because I think that's someone who's refusing to apologise or is waiting for an apology. Because this is a deck that has explanations on, and it just helps me to get different options, different ideas. Sometimes there's one thing that I haven't thought of and I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. Let's move them out of the way. It's quite a subtle energy, this, because I haven't got, here you go, the Knight of Cups. I haven't got, you know, like 3 of Swords, like a breakup or anything. But it's like, okay, let's have a look. So, the Knight of Cups is express your creativity with compassionate emotion. Romantic, sensitive, indolent, graceful, poetic, vain, moody, idealistic. So someone who's very much in their feels, they're like raised into glasses, over the top, you know, in favour of a person. But reversed, it's manipulative, unreliable, fickle, moody, idle, sensual, untruthful. So it's someone who's in a mood. And I'm not saying you're in a mood unnecessarily. Someone might have wronged you in your family picture, so a spouse or a child. Something is making you angry or not feel right with this situation, whether it's temporary or a longer, you know, like a bigger deal than that, I don't know. Because September's a busy time, isn't it? Going back into like school, college, uni, work. Can be a really busy time, going out, getting all the school uniforms, and I feel like it's a bit deeper than that though. Let's find out what it's about. So I'm going to take from the Love deck. Pace of pleasure. Resist the rush, adopt a slower stride, and savour each moment's essence. So perhaps you feel like you've, you know, maybe you're like pulling more weight than other people, or see, I don't get, sometimes you get like the 5 of Wands and that means conflict, like arguments. We haven't got that. We haven't got heartbreak. We haven't got the 3 of Swords, like betrayal or anything like this. But you're feeling moody, fickle, like mood swings. You're reflective. Do you feel that you've created the, you know, some people are like the glue, aren't they, between all the people in the family? Some people are the glue that keeps it all together. You're very emotionally balanced, but something's put you out of emotional balance. And at the moment you're reflecting, but it seems like you're going to struggle with those emotions, like going into September. It says, resist the rush, adopt a slower stride. So your advice is to slow down. Why have we got the 7 of Pentacles? Spirit speaks, seek wisdom and prayer, but also have an open dialogue. You need to communicate what's on your mind, because it's affecting your emotions and people will notice that. So the next thing will be, there'll be arguments, okay? So if you're like a bit off with people, or you're not yourself and you're normally able to like take things in your strides, perhaps you need to actually communicate what your problem is that you've got with, you know, what is getting to you at the moment. Sometimes you don't want to hurt people. This is a very kind-hearted person. They don't want to hurt people, so they'll just let things go. And it's not in a weak way, it's like being the bigger person. But if you do that all the time, that's going to put pressure, and then you're going to start having less and less patience, and you become like cold, you know, with people, and they don't know why. So sometimes you're in your lack of communication being passive aggressive, and then people are like walking on eggshells, but they don't even know why. They can't identify what they've done, and you're like, we should know what you've done, and it doesn't really help. It doesn't really help anything. And sometimes you don't say because you think, well, I don't want to hurt them, but how can it change? If you don't communicate what you're not happy with, how can it change and be better? Even if it's like asking, you know, children that are now older to take on some chores, you're actually creating a problem by not having that open dialogue. They're not mind readers. No matter how much you think they should know what it's about, they probably don't, especially if they're teenage boys or a dad. Dads can be great, but they can be like plonkers as well. No offence. It's be the same if you're a house husband, you know, or someone that does everything around the house and your partner goes out to work. You know, some people just they don't get it. They don't realise how exhausting it is, how much organisation it takes. Like, some people will, you know, only value something that makes money, but if you're like running a household, that's a lot of effort, energy, blood, sweat, tears, time. It's boring and monotonous, some of it, and it takes a lot to keep a household running. It takes a lot. Explore the unknown and walk new paths together. So it's encouraging you to come back together with the people that you love. Tame your anger. Don't roar in arguments. Respect can heal wounds. Okay, so it can get to a point where you're just going to let it all come out and not do things in a, you know, you're going to react rather than respond because you're keeping it all bottled up. So you need to like have that communication, choose what you're going to say. Okay, get your words right, because if you don't, then it's going to come out in a way you didn't mean it, and then you will hurt people. Let's get a couple more cards. Self-indulgence. Okay, this is good advice. Have some have some me time. Okay, if you feel like you're not having any me time and you're going to work, come and do loads of chores at home, or putting up with everyone else's up and down moods, who's pouring into you? You know, so take a breather. Require other people to do stuff. If you don't like the house being messy, but it keeps being you tidying it up, leave it messy. Force someone else to do it. You know, go on strike. If you've tried, like, expecting other people to do stuff, say, would you just do this, would you just do that, you want them to do it without you asking. You know, so sometimes you need to get upset for people to feel bad, because they'll just go too far with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, kids especially, if you don't actually get upset and show that you're tired and show that you're fed up and show your emotions because you're trying to protect them, they don't realise how bad things are for you. So be honest how you're feeling. Tell them what you need. Tell them what you want them to do, minimum. And do some nice things yourself. Have a pamper. Go and have a day out with your friend. Make some schedule in that me time. Like, somebody else can do it. Someone else can do it. And if they leave it a mess, you come back and you get pissed off with them. And you say, like, why is it always me doing everything? I'm not doing the work for 4 people. I'm one person. I have a full-time job. I have a part-time job. All my full-time, you know, is spent doing this house. And it's not me making a mess. How is that fair? I need teamwork. I need, like, minimum. I want you taking your dishes down. It might not even be about that, okay, but I'm giving this an example because it was family that came out, and it was, you know, you obviously have a great deal of feelings for them, but you're feeling resentful somehow, or feeling like you can't manage your emotions, so something's annoying you, and spirit's telling you to come together, tell them what you're bothered about. But if you do it too nicely, they're not really going to change. If this been ingrained behaviour, you're going to have to, like, show them how mad you are, show them that you're not doing it anymore because you're exhausted, you're tired, you're sad. You need more respect than that. You deserve more respect than that, than just being someone's slave. You don't exist just to tidy up other people's crap, you know. Focus on self. Definitely create some me time. Or if there's something else that's bothering you and it's affecting your emotions with your family and it's not really to do with them, but something external, well, you need to go and, like, talk to someone about that, or talk to your family about it. If you're like, well, it's a work thing, but I'm not going to share it with them. They know when you're upset, they know when you're not being yourself. So think about what it is and face it and address it and include them in what's bothering you. let's get some general advice. This was like quite clear for me what this is about. It's definitely family. But it just seems like you're getting annoyed with something that's quite standard, to be honest. It doesn't feel like the ending of anything. There's no death, there's no like grieving, there's no like third party, or I don't get that vibe for once. Ambition, set your sights beyond the horizon. Generosity, what good is treasure if you keep it for yourself? Yeah, it might be like, when everything just becomes too day-to-day routine, like, oh, it's like a treadmill, isn't it, of the same, like, Groundhog Day. It doesn't mean that you're not a giving person, but perhaps you just need to be involved in stuff in the wider community or outside of that. It's like everyone wants to feel a sense of purpose. Everyone wants to be involved in something bigger than them, and cleaning the house isn't like, it's a good thing to do because you need a clean household to be like food safe and have respect for each other and your things that you've worked hard for and have a nice home. But it's not really fulfilling doing that. It's something that just needs to be done, but that's as deep as it goes. Like, and people who have nice things, like if if your kids have a good lifestyle, they should also be generous towards other people. They should also be building their sense of self by being a rounded individual, and they should do things to earn what generosity they're being given. If they've gone really spoiled and like they're not really thinking about others or thinking about you, like what is it all for? Everyone needs to have ambition. Everyone needs to like keep exploring their hobbies, their interests, what makes them tick, what are they enthusiastic about, what do they weirdly feel a lot about. Read, do activities, spend time as a family. If you're all in different rooms, that can get you down as well. Like maybe you need family time, or you might need time away from each other, but you definitely need better communication. Set your sights beyond the horizon. You might need to feel like you're involved in something other than work and tidying and cleaning the house. But it's not about splitting away from your family or ending a relationship or divorcing your kids or like chucking anyone out. It's about coming together, communicating what your needs are, and perhaps finding, like a change in the dynamic of like how much time is spent doing daily chores and who's getting involved in them to free up other time for other stuff. Sometimes work and home, it's just the groundhog, and it's like it's too. Okay, it's purposeful behaviour, and you've got to clean the house, but you need some other things going on as well. You'll know what this is about, but I just watch that like face what you're thinking and feeling and communicate it with people around you in September. Because that lovely generosity that you have is going to expire, it's going to run out, it's going to run empty, that cup's going to run empty, and you're going to be like angry, or you're going to be sad, or you're going to be having mood swings, and people won't know what it's about because they're just a bit dumb. They're used to like you having patience beyond, I get like the head of a household vibe from this. I get a mum vibe. You could be a dad, but it's whoever's in charge of the house, I think, is feeling resentful. That's what I'm getting. Hopefully it resonates. Give it a like. Definitely have some me time for yourself. But I think long term, you've got to just have that honest dialogue with people and be like, we're not going forward like this. You're at an age now where you can take on more stuff, and I'm not expecting you to do stuff around the house, but your room is going to be hoovered on a Saturday at some point. Don't care what time of the day it is. Play PlayStation with your mates, go out and hang out, but at some point on a Saturday You can have 5 minutes hoovering your room, having a general tidy up, put the laundry away that I've done for you. Just standard, very, very basic stuff. You know, you eat and you bring your plates to the kitchen and they go straight in the dishwasher. It's just standard, isn't it? But it's like makes jobs for someone else and makes mess for someone else when everything's just left. Or like clothes that are all over the floor, at some point on a Saturday get picked up. You know, I'm not telling you you've got to do it when you come home from school. I'm not telling you you've had a long day. But on a Saturday, at some point on that Saturday, don't care if it's in the day or at night, those clothes get picked up, they get put, you know. If they're older, like if they're 13 to 16, you can show them how to use the washing machine. Just be like, I need this because I'm working. I know you think I'm mum and it's my job, or I know you think I'm dad and it's my job. But think about it, when do I get to stop? If I've got a full-time job and I come home and all I do is do 4 people's cooking, cleaning, housework and, you know, putting up with everyone else, like doing the things that they want to do, driving them around everyone, when do I be a person? And I know I chose to have you and I love you and I don't, but I need something for myself because I'm losing my mind here. And you just gotta like show those emotions sometimes and be honest. And you know what, they'll probably go like, yeah, fair. I don't think I would respect someone that did everything and just kept letting me like do nothing. I'd probably have that fleeting thought sometimes as a teenager, like maybe I should do something. But then the fleeting thought goes away and you think, well, it's their house, they chose to have me, I don't even want to be. I remember teenage angst, honestly. And they have to be at school all day, but come on, they've been off all holidays and you probably had well enough of them. I think it's something like bog standard family situation, honestly, but communicate what you need and hopefully things get better. If that isn't it and you know you've seen the cards and it's something else but you know what it is, hopefully you still get some good advice from the reading. Alright, thank you Sagittarius. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe and check out the other readings, okay?